Hello everyone. I hope all of you are safe and well. In today's video, we're going to talk about insulin resistance. Now, understanding this disease is very important because the risk associated with it includes obesity, high blood sugar, PCOS, high blood pressure, fatty liver, type 2 diabetes. So, if any one of you guys fall into these categories, please watch this video till the end. Insulin is a hormone made by the pancreas, and one of its primary functions is to take out that excess sugar from the blood and deposit it in our liver, muscles and fat cells to be used for energy. So you can think of insulin as a key which is needed to open the cells so that they can absorb the excess sugar from the blood. The problem starts when the key does not work and your cells refuse to absorb that excess sugar in the blood for energy. That's when your cells become insulin resistant. And one of the primary reasons for that is because your cells are so full of sugar, it has no place to absorb anymore. So if I have to define insulin resistance, it is when your cells start to become resistant to insulin and refuse to absorb blood sugar for energy. Now, this leads to, of course, high levels of sugar in the blood, which is then converted to fat. That's why people with insulin resistance find it very hard to lose weight. So let's look at the symptoms, the causes, and what we can do to kind of manage or reverse insulin resistance. Symptoms include intense thirst or hunger. It's where you feel thirsty even after having adequate amounts of water. And this thirst is always followed by, you feeling hungry every few hours. Fatigue. And one of the main reasons for feeling tired is because your cells are unable to absorb glucose properly for energy. Frequent urination. This happens because of the excess water you are drinking, since you feel thirsty all day long. Feeling hungry even after eating a meal. And that's because sugar cannot be properly absorbed for energy. So our body craves for carbohydrate-rich foods, which are high in sugar. Other symptoms to look out for are tingling in your hands and feet and dark patches on your skin. So now we have understood the symptoms and what to look for. Let's look at the causes. Let's see what causes insulin resistance. Insulin resistance can be caused by a number of factors, which include excess weight, especially around your belly. Now that fat around your belly is nothing but that excess sugar which your body couldn't absorb. Overeating and eating some kind of snacks throughout the day. A lot of times we eat even though we are not hungry. Sometimes we eat just because there is food on the table. And eating every 2 or 3 hours is bad because every time we eat or drink something, our insulin levels rise. And we do not want frequent spikes in our insulin levels. Craving for foods high in carbohydrates. This corresponds to the symptoms we just discussed. Since the cells are unable to absorb sugar properly, we are constantly craving for it. High inflammation at a cellular level. This is caused by eating a lot of processed foods, which are high in trans fat and omega-6 fatty acids. And very little physical activity. A lot of us don't take the time to exercise. We find a lot of excuses why we shouldn't do it. But I guess we all know how important it is to make it a part of our daily lives. So if this is your lifestyle and if you have some of these symptoms, it would be a good idea to get yourself checked to see whether you have insulin resistance or not. Some of the tests you can do include fasting blood glucose test. Levels equal to or greater than 126 puts you in the danger zone. The same thing applies if your glucose tolerance tests are above 140. Then we have the HbA1c test. 5.7 to 6.4 puts you in the pre-diabetic range, which means that your cells are unable to absorb blood sugar properly, which may mean you are insulin resistant. But one of the best tests to check for insulin resistance is the homeostatic model assessment of insulin resistance, HOMA-IR. Since we know the symptoms, the causes, and the tests needed to check if you are insulin resistant or not, let's look at what we can do to take care of it. So in this video, I'm going to give you 4 simple points that if you follow, you will automatically reduce your blood sugar levels, reduce your weight, and will be able to manage and reverse insulin resistance. Following a ketogenic diet is pretty hard. So if you can't do a keto diet, you can follow a low carb one, which means eating a lot of vegetables, good fats and moderate amount of protein, and cutting down on foods which are high in sugar like rotis, rice, parathas, noodles, pasta, bread, biscuits. And I know it's going to be a little hard to do since most of us are addicted to these foods. But we need to understand that eating high carbohydrate foods is not going to help us. All it does is raise our sugar levels. Make exercise a part of your daily routine. And I'm not talking about spending long hours in the gym. You should get at least 30 minutes for about 4 to 5 days. Even brisk walking, jogging will definitely help. Intermittent fasting will also help a lot. Research has shown that practicing intermittent fasting will help lower your blood sugar levels as well as your insulin levels. Because when you're not eating anything, your body is using all that excess sugar and losing excess weight, especially around your belly. Now, if you practice the above 3 points, if you go on a low carb diet, exercise, and introduce intermittent fasting to your lifestyle, you will automatically lower your blood sugar and reduce weight. One thing is certain, you can manage and reverse insulin resistance, but it's going to take some time. You did not get into this position overnight. It took years, and it's going to take some time for you to see results. And of course, if you would like some help in lowering your blood sugar levels, reducing your weight, and getting your insulin levels stable, message, call, email me. I would be glad to help you.